is the Matrix.
Your mind. You must unlearn what you have trained.
All right. Welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program. Targeted Individual Experience. Let me just raise up my spectrum analyzer here. Anyway, I was going to do a somewhat different video, not included some of the videos which I'll be playing. But, you know, whenever they get me heated, whenever they get me in this mode where they try to manipulate me, they try to use Pam again to manipulate me and in some form of threatening way, you know, like I said, you're just going to just keep lighting that fire within me, and I'm going to do videos like this exposing those triads, the dark triads in law enforcement, I should say in the predator enforcement. You know, I'm just going to keep exposing y'all. So, you know, y'all can, you know, keep doing what y'all doing. That's fine by me, okay? Because like I said, my purpose is to expose y'all. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's get the video truly started. And coming straight to you, this is Police Corrupt Predator Cops USA. Okay. Also, I have my noise cancellation off, just in case the New York Predator Department start using their sirens. You know, I had it turned on, and then they were using their sirens because, see, they know. You know, I talk about they understand technology, they use technology, they know technology, and how to evade being detected, right, when they're engaging covert psychological operations, covert operations, coercive persuasion programming, I should say, and all fall under the umbrella of cognitive warfare and neurocognitive warfare. Okay. Okay, this is not the right. Okay, there we go. Corrupt Cop USA. Okay. New York governor orders firing of prison staffers involved in inmate fatal beating. Again, you know, you beat a person to death, the person that's in your you know, I can't even think of the word. Okay, because again, reading stuff like this really gets me angry. Not only should they have been fired, but they should have been arrested. But you know, they do this stuff to try to quiet down our anger, and this is how they engage in cognitive warfare, understanding psychology, understanding how to manipulate our emotions, right? How to subdue any form of anger that we may have from reading this stuff, right? As opposed to, you know, an investigation being done or what have you, they come out to say they begin the process to terminate 14 workers involved. 14 people, including a nurse. Oh, I hear the loud bangs. See, whenever they can simulate gunshots, they'll start doing loud bangs. Okay, that's what they'll do. And they've been doing that earlier today too, and last night. All right, see, because there's no celebration going on except for Christmas, and we know that, you know, people don't use fireworks on Christmas, right? Plus, it's cold as heck outside, right? So, yeah, this is what they, as I said, cold as heck outside, they start using their sirens. Listen, y'all can't manipulate me, okay? So stop it, okay? You might be able to in certain ways, but not in the way you think that you're doing right now, okay? So please stop it. Anyhow, New York Governor Kathy Hochul said she has directed 14 workers to be fired over the fatal beating of inmate Robert Brooks at the Mercy Correctional Facility in Ithaca, New York. All right, it's ridiculous. You beat this man to death, an incarcerated man. 14 people. And I'm sure they try to cover up his death because the nurse is also one of the people who is being fired. All right. Now, again, I don't know that. We don't know that if they really been fired. This is what the news is reporting. But again, like I said, whenever you're reading from U.S. Media sources, you have to read with a lot of scrutiny. Not a little bit of scrutiny, a lot of scrutiny. Okay? All right, so Robert Brooks died on December 10th after an encounter with officers the day earlier at a prison located in Oneida County. Now, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Oneida County. But this is the retaliatory mindset I talk about. We see it within police officers. We see it within firefighters. We see it within correctional officers, because that is how they're trained. They're trained to be narcissistic, highly narcissistic, I should say, liars, manipulators. They use deception. They use all sorts of tricks, okay, to engage in criminal behavior. And because they work within the system, right, they know how to cover themselves, right? Once in a while, they'll throw a few of them under the bus just to keep the public from rising up, right? Again, it is psychological manipulation. It is the manipulation of our emotions to subdue our anger. It is the use of directed energy weapons like silent sound to subdue our minds, subdue our emotions, so that going forward we will be compliant, and we don't even understand why we're being compliant. We'll talk about it, but we don't understand why, and we won't do anything about it. And the only how we can prevent that is to educate people on cognitive warfare and what it does. Is to create citizens that are informed, not just about our own government, but about foreign governments as well, who are also engaging in this sort of psychological manipulation and the use of directed energy, microwave and radio wave frequency to manipulate minds of human beings. Keep making that noise. Anyway, you just give me more proof. All right. So, Whole True Office didn't elaborate on the circumstances leading up to the death, but said her decision came after an internal review. Okay. The vast majority of correction officers do, and again, they talk about the vast majority, just like the vast majority of police officers, predator officers do extraordinary work. And we know that's not true. We know that's not true. We know the vast majority of police officers are predators, male and female. And we know that the good cops who speak out against the abuse of other police officers and the unconstitutional policies and programs run by the police department, we know that they're attacked for coming forward and exposing what the predators and the dark triads in the higher ups are engaging in against the civilian population. So again, when you read the stuff, you have to look at the reality. I keep saying, don't only listen to what they say or hear what they say, but watch what they do and believe what they do instead of what they're saying. Okay? You know the saying, actions speak louder than words? This is how we as human beings, we as citizens, non-citizens living in the United States, and wherever you may be, is for you to have a critical mind, a thinking mind, instead of a believing mind. Those that are in power, the wealthy, right? They separate people in society because that is how they control us. They will attack anyone who speaks the truth. Whether you're speaking the truth about religion, you're speaking the truth about government policies, you're speaking the truth about government agencies, right? They are going to attack you because their whole system is built on lies, manipulation. What else? Deception. Okay? So, the vast majority of correction officers do extraordinary work under difficult circumstances, but we are all grateful for their service, the Democrats said in a statement, but we have no tolerance for individuals who cross the line, break the law, and engage in unnecessary violence or targeted abuse. Well, Governor Holstrom, what about the New York Predator Department officers? What about them? Right? Because I guess they're not out there in the streets protecting your corporate interests. Anyhow, let's move on to the next video. This is, again, NYPD, New York Predator Department. Crooks make it obvious who they really work for. And listen, I buy from Amazon, but I'm no longer will be purchasing from Amazon anytime soon because, again, I'm with the workers. Amazon can afford, more than afford, to give workers better working conditions as well as a living wage. You have the Predators Department inside there, the sirens. But yeah, they most certainly can. Oh, don't stop the sirens now. All right? Don't stop the sirens now. Anyhow.
From New York and Georgia to California and Illinois, the Teamsters Union says delivery drivers for Amazon and workers at some facilities have walked off the job, demanding better pay and working conditions.
We want to make sure that every customer gets their packages, but we also need what we deserve.
On Thursday, members of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters Union, which represents thousands of delivery drivers, walked out of 4 Amazon warehouses in Southern California and 1 in San Francisco. Earlier this week, strikes were also authorized at facilities in New York City, Atlanta, and the Chicago suburb of Skokie.
Are you looking to establish your business using
these bloody commercials? Hold on a sec.
In 2 disturbing videos captured by Jacobin labor reporter Alex Press from the picket line in Queens, New York PD officers arrested Amazon driver Holgerson Cardenas, who tried to join the strike after showing up to work, not realizing it had already begun, and when he refused to drive through, the workers surrounding his truck, per the NYPD's commands, they snatched him out of it.
So the New York Predator Department wanted him to drive through a crowd of Amazon workers. Okay? That's their mindset. And because he refused to do it, what happened? They arrested him. Now, why did they arrest him? It's to show others that when we give you a command, I talk about this, right? The experiment done with people who are given instruction by those in authoritative positions to do things to an individual that can even kill them, right? And people will actually do it, particularly when they have what is called anonymity, right? Because if you're given command by those in position of authority, of power, and they tell you that you will not be held responsible, most people will engage in even seriously harming or even killing an individual, right? This is nothing new. And what they have been doing, again, is making people compliant, right? Or trying to make people compliant. This is why, like I said, I talked about, where you see a lot of white people now are being abused by police officers where you didn't see that in the past. Why? Because, like I said, when the white communities allow those officers to engage in the same behavior against black people and say nothing, eventually what they are doing is creating a personality type within these officers. And sooner or later, when that dark triad personality traits happen, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, brown, Hispanic, Asian, what have you, they're going to exercise their brutality, their narcissistic mindset against you. Okay? And this is what they've been doing. This is how they've been acting. For example, a video upload today, Pam called me, like I said, she don't call me all of a sudden, she's calling me now because she has plans, right? And I knew she had plans. You know, I'm like, why is she calling me? I said to myself, she must have plans later. And obviously she did, right? But she tried to make it seem as if, oh, it's a last minute thing. And I said to her, listen, I don't want to hear about that. And then she starts yelling, bye, 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 right? And then she sent me a text, right, just before I was going to do this video that says I wasn't going to, wow, you're in rare form these days, rare form, right? Yeah, why? Because I refuse to let you continue to engage in the sort of abuse that you engage in, that they let you engage in with me. Right? So she go, wow, you are in rare form these days. I wasn't asking you to watch them. I was just telling you about it. I don't know why you're telling me about it, because for the past couple of weeks, you haven't been saying anything to me. But all of a sudden now you are calling me and letting me know these things. No, thank you. You know, be who you are. I'll accept you for who you are, but don't try to engage in this back and forth hot and cold thing, because it doesn't work anymore. It never worked. I just tolerated for the sake of the kids and trying to support you and help you out. And plus I still cared, right? So as I said, plus I still cared, the New York Predator Department. So again, they're trying to destroy our emotions for each other, our love, caring for each other, our concern for each other. And these Negropean women have fallen for it, right? Because they can go out, have a good time, you know, engage in all sort of activity, and then particularly with Pam, and she comes back, she's always sick. And I said to her, you know, the kids and I are the ones who have to deal with that. I said, the people that you go out with don't have to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But the kids suffer from it because they're always late for school, or you keep them home because you're so tired and sick. Right? And then I got to deal with it, you know, because like I said, it's funny. Last week Thursday, when she was sick, really sick, she didn't call me to say, hey, I'm home. You don't have to come. Normally she's like, I'm home. You don't have to come. Right? I'm like, fine, that's cool. I can rest. But she said nothing. She didn't say anything. Right? And then I said, why didn't you text me? Let me know you was home. Because I needed help. Oh, because you needed help. All the other times you were sick, you didn't need the help. But now you needed help, right? And you kept eating home. What help did you need? What help do you need? You know, so I didn't pay no mind for the entire day I was there. I didn't pay any mind, and I just left it as is. Because like I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to fix you. You have to be able to say to yourself, I need to see a therapist. I need to get over what I've been dealing with for so long, or try to figure out ways to do it. You know, that's what I've been doing. Okay? No, they don't like that. Okay? So I responded. I said I wasn't going to watch them anyway. I am no longer tolerating your continued disrespect. Next time you want to raise your voice saying bye multiple times, I said to her, expect the same thing in return. Okay? So, again, I'm going to treat you how you continue to treat me, because I see that you haven't changed. You don't want to change, and you think that because I'm in a position that I'm in, that you can abuse me. And that's not going to happen, right? See, these women have been taught by the white supremacists, particularly the Negropean women, to abuse black men, right? And then trying to manipulate us black men into doing what it is that they want. No, thank you. Like I said, fellas, my brothers, leave them alone. Leave these toxic women alone. Let them go to their white zaddy. Let them go to the New York Predators, racist cops, right? Because they allow them to forget that they're raising sons, black sons also. Okay? All right.
And placed him under arrest as the crowd demanded his release.
I want you to show you what I'm going to do. Look at me just grab them like this. So when their subordinates see a higher up behaving in that manner, that's what they do. That's what they'll do. They'll do the same thing. Okay? So again, these are the leaders in the Predator Department. those who would hide the crimes of these police officers, those are these predator officers, those that would engage in the same tactics and the same practices that these predator officers see. Because again, if you're in a leadership position, you know that you have to lead by example, and this is the example that they lead by. Okay.
Freelance labor reporter Luis Feliz Leon was also on the scene documenting how law enforcement works hand in hand with wealthy capital owners to protect business interests.
Yes, because again, you got to understand particularly the New York Predator Department receive hundreds of millions of dollars each year from corporations. Yeah, keep making that noise. I must still keep exposing y'all, right? Again, hundreds of millions of dollars each year. So they have a vested interest in protecting corporate business, and particularly when that money is going into buying technology that they can hide from the public, right? That they can engage in all sorts of criminal acts against the public and deny it, right? Remember the movie Minority Report with Tom Cruise? But the New York City Police Department have been engaging in that sort of pre-crime program well over a decade, right? But the criminals in the NYPD never think of themselves as being criminals, even though their actions shows that they're criminals. But again, they hide behind the gun and the badge. Okay? Now, here's a video that really shocked me, and I applaud this woman. You know, I applaud her in every single way.
At the top of your little speech that you do.
And this is what I talk about when I talk about white allies, right? And all of a sudden they start banging and doing shit. You know, it's tell you this.
Every week, Southers, you say that this board is committed to accessibility for the community, and yet here we are still having these meetings at 9:30 a.m. on a Tuesday, and you guys couldn't even manage to have your stupid community meetings in the third or fourth quarter of this year. Get it together. So there have been several donations in the past few weeks for various youth programs, and like many of the other speakers today, it honestly can't be said often enough that LAPD has no business running youth mentoring programs. It's objectively a moral cesspit. It's corrupt from the top down. The elected head of your rank and file runs a security company which hires cops fired from the LAPD, which is very scary, very hard to get fired from the LAPD. Some of them fired for violent offenses, hires them to be security guards at Walgreens, and then scams them out of their wages. The head of this accountability body is on the payroll of a genocidal foreign army. He illegally used government databases to spy on his ex-wife. He started an organization which would...
Now you see, again, that is what a lot of these predator cops do. And the city board, the LA city board, let me tell you, these people that sit on the city board, all white, you look right here, the council board, all white, all right? And so you can't...
Boy, a police officer who molested over 200 kids and never...
Shit. She said that, oh, I gotta be, because again, when I talk about the majority of predators, whether they be sex offenders, whether they be pedophiles, whether they be drug dealers, whether they'll be serial cheaters, whether they'll be everything. Let me put it like this: everything they want to arrest you and I for in the civilian space, that's who they are. Okay, they create criminals. You should understand that. All right. Now listen again.
Started an organization which would employ a police officer who molested over 200 kids and never said anything about it. Never distanced himself from it.
In a video captured by Film the Police LA, an activist went ham on the Los Angeles Police Department for their shortcomings. Here's more.
And the stuff that I have heard in the last 2 years of attending these meetings is like... the fact that you think that you can run programs for kids is truly disgusting.
Yep. These police department running these mentorship programs for young children, particularly young boys, if you are a parent, you need to take your child or your children out of these programs, particularly if they're black. Take them out of these programs. They are manipulating the minds of your children, okay? And not in a good way.
And just off the top of my head, what I can remember, a new recruit arrested for child molestation, a supervisor their subordinate on the job, and I think it was the wife of another officer. An officer who sexually abused a mentally ill woman and forced her to have sex with an animal.
Look at this, listen to this shit. She said an officer... let's go back.
Officer who sexually abused a mentally ill woman.
An officer who sexually abused a mentally ill woman and forced her to have sex with an animal. Okay?
And forced her to have sex with an animal. I mean...
Gabriel Spada.
You blew up a truck full of fireworks and killed people, and blew up their house full of fireworks and killed people. I mean...
Gabriel Spada.
You blew up a truck full of fireworks and killed people, and
blew up a truck full of fireworks and killed people. These are what I call keystone cops. Like, they think that they're living in a video game world where they can kill people and people, you know, like NPCs, right? They have no regard for human lives. None whatsoever.
Their houses. You beat the shit out of protesters. You kill people in high-speed chases. You shoot them in the worst moments of their lives when they come to you for help. And you have the nerve to run youth mentoring programs?
Yo, I am telling you, okay? And you see what they do in terms of targeting me also. Right? This is why I record, this is why I show. And I'm getting ready to expose the Sambos and Sambinas all the time. You know me already, okay? I'm going to expose them in every single way, all right? So I don't care if you're a family member, if you are a so-called friend, if you are an associate, if you are a neighbor, that if you are engaging in this sort of behavior towards me, all right, then I'm going to expose you, okay? So there you go. Keep making that noise. My recording is going, so keep making that noise. All right, so the first video, I uploaded this already, but I wanted to upload it again because I just want you to understand what it is that they're doing and how they will use homeless people. And I show this from time to time, right? And the fact that they are giving homeless people intel in terms of, you know, what stop I'm getting off at, what to do when the bus is pulling into that stop that I'm getting off at. You know, so she's been on the bus for quite a while with me, sitting in front of me, right? Across from me, I should say. And it's only until we're getting into the stop that I get off at that she started doing this, okay?
All right, so I had to just record the homeless lady sitting across from me on the bus. They talk about the personal program and the use of the homelessness. But here's the thing, and just to let you know that they give her information in terms of what stop I get off at. Because as soon as the bus was arriving at this stop, she takes her hand and start rubbing it on the seat of the bus, right? Now, she's not the only one that have done that, okay? There have been perps that do that. This is why, again, whenever I ride the bus at the subway and I get in the house, I disinfect my clothes with a sanitizing spray. Because you have people who will deliberately who will be sent deliberately to engage in some behavior. And again, you know, we let our kids get on the bus and they put their hands on the seats and, you know, they touch their face and so forth. I'm going to make it. anyhow. But yeah, all right.
Okay, so when I talk about the homelessness theme, that is a part of the coercive threat, right? On the coercive persuasion programming, and let me show you guys exactly where that is. Okay. Right here. It's just tactic 7. Intimidate the person with the force of group sanctioned secular psychological threats. For example, it may be suggested or implied that failure to adapt the approved attitude, belief, or consequence behavior will lead to severe punishment or dire consequence. As I said, will lead to severe punishment or dire consequence. All right, such as physical or mental illness, the reappearance of a prior physical illness, drug dependence, economic collapse, social failure, divorce, disintegration, failure to find a mate, etc. Okay, so again, and the homelessness, that's the economic collapse. All right, that falls under the whole homelessness. Also, social failure, meaning that no one will help you. Right, they've manipulated people into not helping you, and they themselves, those who want to help you, can't because they're also being threatened. Okay, this is what they do, and it's being done in a coercive way, right? And so if people talk about it, as I said, it's being done in a coercive way. Yeah, yep, and it's being done in a coercive way. All right, so that's why. Okay, so I just like to give some reference into what it is when I talk about certain things so you guys understand how it's being done.
So, like I said, if I take the bus of my kids, it's important that you go ahead because these people are being sent to do these things, right? We are programmed a certain way, particularly black people. I don't see white people doing that. I don't even see Hispanic people doing that. But I see black people, whether they're homeless or not. Right? This is the type of behavior that they will engage in. Right? I see them get on the bus, rub their hand on the seat, and then put their hand over their mouth. Right? Their mouth and their nose. So, and she'll smell like really bad too. But that's what they do. This is how they engage in. This is what they do. Okay. She was winking at me. I'm like, what? I'm winking at you, say. Anyhow, right? But yeah, this is what they do, man. This is when I talk about the fanatics, particularly the religious fanatics who engage in such behavior.
And again, that you hear the music, like I said, I've mentioned this all the time. That is the only store on that entire stretch of streets, right, that will be playing their music really, really loud as I wait for the bus. Okay, and they recently started doing it too. You can go back and watch my other videos from, I would say, maybe during the summer, right? You won't hear them playing the music loud, or you won't hear any music at all.
And who will manipulate others to engage in such behavior because, again, they give them money. And particularly if they're homeless, right? They're more easily recruited because they are homeless. And they have, so money is a tool. And you ain't got to pay them that much, let me tell you. Right? Again, understand the way how they think. Understand their mindset. They don't have to pay these people a lot to engage in the targeting as opposed to having to pay someone who is homeless, who is not mentally injured, because again, people who are working, who engage in this, or even people who are not working, people who may be, on public assistance, right? They get them to engage in such behavior. And again, there's always, some sort of, remember, this is always threatening. There's always a threat, okay? Just to let you know. It is always a threat. It is nothing as particularly using TI that they do, that is not a threat. Okay? Because that is the every day they're blasting this music and shit. Why is that? And this recently started happening too, it's a couple of months, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's to tell you how they engage in noise campaigns, small noise campaigns. Because this is the only place that does it, the only business along this entire strip, right? That engage in playing music so loud, okay? But anyhow, like I said, with the coercive persuasion program, if you're a target and you're a victim of it, you're always going to be threatened. That's just the way it is. You're always going to be threatened. Okay? Because the purpose of this program is, particularly the psychological aspect, which is the coercive persuasion part, is, again, on the psyops, is to control you. To control you, and because they have already set negative outcomes to you, right? And because you're unaware of what's going on, you're thinking that you have bad luck. It's not bad luck, all right? People are deliberately engaging in talking, deliberately engaging in destroying your life, right? They will drug you, they will, do all kinds of things. You don't even know, poison you, right? So you need to understand what's going on. If you are a person who you eat somewhere and you constantly experience food poisoning, you're deliberately being poisoned, right? So you gotta understand that, right? So the idea, they believe though.
And also, like I said, recently I've shown you guys how they will use people from these diagnostic labs, right? They will engage in sending you subliminal message that this is how they can give you a false diagnosis, right? So if they poison you and you go to the doctor to get blood work, it wouldn't show up in the blood work because they would admit it. They would omit the that you were poisoned. Okay.
LPF 937, right? So they believe that they can do this to you.
And also imagine, right? How many people have gone to the doctor, particularly let's say if they believe they have an STD, they caught an STD, and they've been told, oh no, you don't have anything. It's your test, your results came back all negative. And again, which is, they could be lying, right? So they have you go, they're lying to you, and you go around having sex, unprotected, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, again, trying to create a narrative about you. But what they don't say is how they play a major part in the narrative that they're creating against you or about you, right? The thing that they do, right? Covertly.
And with no repercussion to, that's going to happen to them. It's a fallacy. It's a fallacy. The reason why they believe that is because those in the American citizens, the dog tried, the predatory forces department all across the U.S., and I say all across the U.S. because we have targeted individuals in various states. Matter of fact, in all states. Right? Whether they live in small towns or big cities, okay? Rural area, urban area, we have targets all over the place. So, again, it is a national program that they engage in, that they have created, and they engage in, right? And we talk to people, particularly, like I said, the use of religion as a tool to recruit people, to get them to do this, because again, particularly Christianity, right? Because Christians, they can do whatever they want to do, right? But at night, as long as they get on the knees.
All right, so I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I know they just hit me with that. Why? Because I noticed something and they realized that they know that I noticed it. Okay, so I want you to watch these two ladies.
Like I said, the use of religion as a tool to recruit people, to get them to do this. Because again, particularly Christianity, right? Because
now watch her start signals. First of all, she folded her lip.
as long as they get on the knees and pray for forgiveness of God, somehow God forgives them. That's their belief. That's their because that's what they've been told by the church. And the reason why the church do that because the church knows.
Okay, let's go back here. Okay.
Program that they engage, they're afraid that they engage, right? And talk to people, particularly, like I said, the use of religion as a tool to recruit people to get them to do this, because again, you know, particularly Christianity, right? Because
see right there, just before, just it's really quick.
Again, you know, particularly Christianity, right? Because
there.
You know, Christians, they can do
very quick. You can't really see it. All right, now also,
like I said, the use of religion as a tool to recruit people to get them to do this, because again, you know, particularly Christianity, right? Because
right there, you just missed it. I know it's very fast.
You know, Christians, they can do whatever they want to do, right?
Right, I gotta move this up.
Right. And talking to people, particularly, like I said, the use of religion as a tool to recruit people to get them to do this, because again, you know, particularly Christianity, right? Because you know.
Okay, now let's look at her hand signal, right?
Christians, they can do.
See that?
Whatever they want to do.
All right, and then she will engage in again using. And they use colors. I talk about colors.
The use of religion as a tool to recruit people to get them to do this, because again, you know, particularly Christianity, right? Because
I want you.
You know, Christians, they can do.
All right, there you go.
Whatever they want.
All right, and then using her four fingers.
Right. But at night.
Okay, so that's an instance of how they engage in doing hand signals, right? And let's do that.
As long as they get on the knees and pray for forgiveness of God, somehow God forgives them. That's their belief. That's their belief. Because that's what they've been told by the church. And the reason why the church do that because the church knows that people cannot adhere to these religious standards, right? But the fact that they can do all kind of evil, or do some, you know, engage in destructive behavior, with the belief that, you know, they're going to be forgiven. Right? So it's multifaceted. You also got the psychological condition of black people, right, particularly black women, to not be held accountable for their actions. Right? So that reinforces that belief system also. So they believe that God is allowing them to do what they want to do with no accountability, right? And they're forgiven, right? This is why you see a lot of these women will.
And that's part of the setup. That's part of them being set up, but they don't understand it. Okay, they don't understand it at all. So when you ask yourself, why do black people act the way that they do? Well, cognitive warfare, right? Cognitive warfare. You know, I just posted on a YouTuber channel, did a video, and I was surprised to hear him talk about color psychology and weaponization of color psychology. All right? Let me pull this up. Now, this is from the Hague Center for Strategic Studies. And again, go read these things, okay? So this is cognitive warfare as part of society. Never-ending battle for minds, right? It is important that we understand. The military application of information has a long history of influencing the outcome of war and conflict on the battlefield, be it by deceiving the opponent, maintaining troops' confidence, or sharing public opinion. These tactics are placed under the banner of influencing human behavior. Behavioral influencing is the act of not to me is not really well, in some situation is meaningfully trying to affect the behavior of an individual by targeting people's knowledge, beliefs, and emotions. Now, if you are a targeted person, understand that it is not meaningful. It is a way to destroy you and those that engage in such behavior to get away with it. This is where the mental illness diagnosis comes into play, right? So you have to understand it, and it's not to say that you're not going to have a mental illness, because we all have a mental illness for what they have done to us. Okay, and particularly if you're a black person, understand this, that you have a mental illness from since you were born, from since you were young, I should say, and that has to do with a variety of factors, whether it be environmental warfare, such as lead poisoning, right? Educational warfare, right? Going through the public system in which your history is not taught. Your history is taught as being your ancestors being enslaved, and that your people never contribute to any thing in any have no contribution when it comes to early civilization, when the truth is that we created those civilizations. All right, and our people change into other groups of people, right? From the Etruscans to the Romans, right? The Phoenicians to the Greeks, right? But African people have always remained African, right? In terms of those who have not migrated out of Africa, right? Because no scientist is going to dispute the fact that human beings were created in Africa, and that Africans migrated out of Africa to populate this planet. And through environmental adaptations, Africans turned into the Europeans, they turned into the Arabs, they turned into the Chinese, the Japanese, the South Koreans, the North Koreans, the Russians, the who else? Everybody else, put like this. As I said, the Etruscans, right? I think the Etruscans is then the Greek, the Phoenicians, and then the Etruscans, then the Romans, the Phoenicians, then the Greeks, right? You know what I'm saying? So we have to understand this, and as black people, if we're not, and as we were black children, not having that knowledge is a detriment to us. Whereas for white people, they're being taught that, yeah, your people created civilization. They teach you about, Pythagoras, right? They teach you about Socrates. They teach you about Hippocrates. They teach you about, a whole lot of Greek scholars, but they don't tell you that these Greek scholars went to Kemet, not Egypt. Egypt only comes into play with the invasion of the Greeks, the Macedonian Greeks, right? That is when Egypt come into play. So it's disingenuous when they say ancient Egypt prior to the invasion of the Greeks and not use the word Kemet, because they want to erase Kemet from history and say ancient Egypt. It was never called ancient Egypt. Okay? When they do these Hollywood movies and they talk about Carthage, again, those areas which include Libya and all these, Turkey, all these places, they don't say ancient Turkey, ancient Libya, right? They'll use the name ancient Sumer, ancient Babylonian, but when it comes to Kemet, they want to erase Kemet from the minds and memory of our ancestors, right, within us. Okay, as black people, I should say, right? So don't believe that. All right, 2,000 years before hypocrisy, right? They were Imhotep, the multi-genius, black man. All right. They don't teach you that Africans created mathematics. Right? They talk about the Pythagorean theorem. No, that's African. Okay? And the fact is that there's proof of that in museums in Europe, right? That they know the truth. So anyhow, but again, this is all part of influence and behavioral influencing, and it's not in a good way. Okay. So again, let me continue reading here. All right. These tactics are placed under the banner of influencing human behavior. Behavioral influencing is the act of meaningfully trying to affect the behavior of an individual by targeting people's knowledge, beliefs, and emotions. Within the Dutch Armed Forces, these tactics fall under the title of information maneuver, with the ever larger and more evasive employment of information-based capabilities to target human cognition. The boundaries of the physical and cognitive battle have begun to fade. All right. When they engage in these sort of programs targeting people with cognitive warfare or neurocognitive warfare, you know, again, they don't know what's happening to them. But those who understand what cognitive warfare is can look from the outside and say, yeah, this is what they've been doing to this group of people. And like I said, black people, we are constantly being experimented on. Not just me as an individual, but as a group. As a group, when they engage in cognitive warfare against the black population. I'm not saying this, you can see it. You can see it. And if you can't see it, it's because you know what's going on and you're non-black, or you're a Sambo and a Sambina, and because you may get some monetary gains from it, you remain quiet. Well, listen, I will not be quiet. All right. You can try to bribe me all you want. Every couple of months or a couple of years, they'll have people trying to walk in front. People walking in front of me. I'm trying to. I've shown you this in video, counting stacks of cash in front of me. No, thank you. Keep your money. I'd rather to have my people freed than to be sitting in a big house or what have you, driving a fancy car, if the majority of my people are suffering. So no, thank you.
Engage in fraternity fraud. Right? They were literally engaged in fraternity. You also got the psychological condition of black people, right, particularly black women, to not be held accountable for their actions. Right? So that reinforced that belief system also. So they believe that God is allowing them to do what they want to do with no accountability, right? And they're forgiven, right? This is why you see a lot of these women will, engage in fraternity fraud, right? They will literally engage in fraternity fraud like it's nothing. Why? Because God engaged in fraternity fraud. God is right? Engage in fraternity fraud, right? Which is hilarious, right? And again, let me drop some common sense things to you guys. So in the Bible, they have the lineage of Jesus through Joseph. But how could that be? When Joseph is not Jesus' father, right? You know what I'm saying? And then they have also the lineage of Jesus through Mary's bloodline, which is fine, because Mary, that's his biological brother, right? I mean, common sense, right? If he was a real person and somebody else got your, let's say, if you're married, somebody got your wife pregnant, your wife is telling you that you're a child, as that child gets older, you're like, well, that child doesn't look like me. You take a DNA test, find out the child is not yours, and the mother's like, well, you've taken care of him or her for all their lives, so you're their father. No. And the fact that she knows she slept with somebody else and got pregnant. And that's the reason why it's totally different when men cheat with you. Because a woman who is married and she, right, she has to carry that child. And that husband believes that that child is his, particularly if she's not honest. And most of them are not. So you got to understand where the paternity fraud comes from, right? And a lot of these Europeans, particularly the feminized males, you know, their mother tell them that, you know, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. Okay? Yes, it does matter whether that child is yours or not. You know, like I had the woman in my family tell me the same thing too before when I took the DNA test. If I took the DNA test of my son, my oldest son first. Alright, I took the DNA test. Even though they're like, well, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. Right? I'm looking at.
Right. And that's because, again, there's an unwritten code among women, particularly black women, to support each other's nonsense. Okay? But again, I understand why. They don't understand why, though. You know, and that's the thing. If they understand why and they know why they think like that, why they believe that, right, they wouldn't do a lot of things that they do. You'll see a drop in paternity fraud, right? But because the state gets money from the mothers putting their fathers or so-called fathers on child support, the state has a vested interest to what? Keep profiting off of paternity fraud. Okay?
Again, that is their subconscious program. LHT 5328. Bring them out of the rules. So yeah, it does. Like I said, it does really do the best thing. That's all. Hopefully, the camera picks it up. Yeah.
Let me see where she's at. Okay, that was the woman.
Bring them out of the rules. So yeah, it does. Like I said, it does really do the best.
I missed that. I had the camera. It was the woman here in with the blue bag right here. See, she turns. But
that's all.
Let's see. You know, and I looked at my camera. I saw her on the screen, so I don't know why. Maybe because, like I said, they hack into my camera.
Yeah.
So look at the dude in the black jacket. Let's see what he does.
He come grab his.
Right. So you'll see. Let's go back and get on the
LH.
Because that's what they do. Okay. So now look at the dude. He comes over. He grabs his jacket. Like, see? Let me zoom in so you guys can see. Right there. He places his thumb on his jacket. Right. Okay, see that? They keep
you come grab his. I thought about they grab their jacket. If they're color black, what they'll do? They'll press their thumb on their jacket. So I guess the gun finger was a threat to me, right? I gotta look at the video and see if I'm able to get it, right? Now, again, proof to you that.
Another dude doing the hand signals, 4 fingers. Then he takes his phone out of his pocket.
What it is that he looks at. Right?
Shit in front of me. See?
Okay. So yeah.
They're all part of the same operation, the same psyops. Okay? This is what they do. And then you're a predator department outside. See, because I expose the people who they use in engaging in this criminal program, they will use coercive threats.
Fanatics, this is what they do. I tell you, these nigger Christians, right? They would befriend a white supremacist than another black person just because they don't believe in Christianity. When that black person was fighting for their life and their rights. But they will sit side by side in the church with these white supremacists, right? Because they also believe in Jesus. Isn't that some shit? Right? Isn't that some shit? They would literally sit side by side with, white supremacists, KKK members, because they also believe in Jesus. Alright? That's the mindset of black people, particularly the black Christians. right? If you practice your African spiritual system, your ancestors' spiritual system, they hate you for that.
That's right. Like, how many of them know that the origin of Christmas, again, is an African cultural practice? It has nothing to do with the birth of a S-O-N, but it has everything to do with the S-U-N. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys, again, just bringing some knowledge, some information, so you guys can understand. Right? See, a lot of Christian, you talk about, they tell you, oh, that's pagan, that's pagan, that's pagan. But every Christian holiday is based off of so-called pagan traditions. All right, so it always, I find it funny, because these information is readily available to them, but they won't go research it. Why? Again, the fear of what they've been taught, that their soul going to be burned in hell. Do white people fear their soul burned in hell based on their actions, even when they're in the churches? Do they fear their soul burning in hell? No, only Negropeans do. Right? Only Negropeans do. Okay? So this is the Real News Network. It's a black network, right? And it talks. There's an interview with Anthony Brower. For those of you who don't know who Anthony Brower is, he is an Egyptologist. He has been doing some important work. He's one of the few black archaeologists who are on the ground digging, putting in the work, as Dr. Yosef Ben Jacquemin, Dr. Charles Finch, Dr. John Henry Clark. And when I hear Black Sambo, a so-called pastor, try to belittle Dr. John Henry Clark because he didn't go to a prestigious white university, again, I just gotta laugh. And shout out to Hardly Initiated. That's the YouTube channel in which they had a debate with Christian pastors against who they call Pan-Africanists, right? And it's very interesting that when I listen to these two pastors, that the ridiculousness in that they think because they got a degree from a university that makes a white university, that somehow that makes them intelligent sounding. No, you sound stupid. That's how you sound. You think because you can, that you can try to co-opt the argument and not listen, because they don't listen. They're just a response. They don't listen at all. But anyhow, let me just read this again, give you an idea of where the origin of this holiday celebration has to do with the winter solstice. All right. So, question: what are the African origin of what is now considered to be the Christmas or holiday season? Anthony Brower. Generally, what we consider to be holidays were in fact, excuse me, holy days in Africa, especially in Egypt. Culture and civilization, and these holy days were timed to coincide with the relationship between specific celestial phenomena. The heavens, the stars, constellations, the sun, and planet Earth, and that relationships literally affect everything on this planet. Of course, we know when the moon is a certain position, you have low tide, or very low tide, or very high tides. It all depends on the positioning of the moon. Okay, and because that's to tell you how intelligent our African ancestors were, that they were able to observe over thousands of years and keep records, right? So that future generations of their offspring can take up the mantle. So this is how we know that in terms of the seasons, the what they so-called, not the season in terms of winter, spring, summer, fall. I'm talking about the astrological season, where you have your seasons of Pisces, your season of Taurus. These happen every 25 or 26,000 years. Okay? So, being able to study that, it takes thousands of years in order to keep that record, right? But according to your Bible, the earth is only, 7,000 years old? Anyhow, right? And because there was a specific impact on the way the earth's relationship to the sun as it revolved around the sun, and remember too, ancient Africans knew that the earth was round and that the earth revolved around the sun. The sun doesn't revolve around the earth, okay? As it revolves around the sun, affects everything on the earth. There are specific times for certain holiday celebrations were organized. So this season, the winter season, is a time where we're approaching the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year. And we have celebrations. Now, Hanukkah, festivals of lights, we have Christmas with Christmas lights. These lights refers to the fact that on the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year, day in which in the northern hemisphere we have 19 hours of night, and then the winter solstice expands from 4 days, December 21st to 24th, and then after the 4-day period of time, then the sun is born on December 25th. That is, the length of the day begin to increase by approximately 1 minute per day. Okay? And that time frame was viewed in ancient Africa as the birth of the sun, the S-U-N. All right? In other cultures or tradition, the tradition came down to us as the birth of a savior who is viewed as the Son of God. But many of the traditions that we now find in Christmas, for example, the birth of Jesus on December 25th, the birth of Jesus in the stable, all refer to a specific phenomena that were happening in the heavens and were acknowledged by Africans in Kemet, in the Nile Valley, over 6,000 years ago. Okay? So again, just want to give you guys some historical context, all right, so you understand where these holidays come from, right?
But they love me for practicing the white man religion. Again, Christianity is a white supremacist religion. Everything in the Bible is against black people. Everything in the Bible. No matter how you try to make the Bible.
That's right. When you look at all the curses that happens to a group of people in the Bible, it happens to black people. But Negropeans don't understand that because they have no historical reference to the names of the groups of people in the Bible. Okay? So, what can I say? Like I said, you go and read the book of Adam and Eve. Go and read the early rendition of the Curse of Ham, right? It is all targeted to be against black people, except for the Curse of Ham, which I think is kind of funny. that Noah would curse Ham with elongated penis, right? All right, well, if I'm going to be cursed, yeah, I'll take that curse, okay? But that is what they use, right? And it specifically shows you that when these people came in contact with the Africans, remember, they were once Africans themselves, but when Africans migrated out of Africa, they got caught up in the last ice age, so they couldn't go back. It was harder to travel back. So the loss of knowledge, because they were trapped in that last ice age, is what happens. After thousands of years, the historical oral history was lost. Same thing happened in Africa when Africans, particularly black Egyptians and who were in North Africa, were leaving because of these wars, because Egypt was constantly being attacked. It was constant war, right? And again, that was when Egypt was in decline, right? Egypt was at its highest state of civilization 3,000 years before the Greeks conquered. When the Greeks conquered, that was when Kemet was in decline, and they renamed Kemet Egypt. And then the Romans, it became further in decline. So Africans moved down into the southern part of Africa, right, and settled. And again, the loss of the oral history, you know, they created a people who didn't no longer knew the history, just like when in Europe. Okay, so anyhow, let's continue with the video.
Bible is not. Everything in that Bible is against black people, right? But when they read these things, they have no historical idea or concept or truth to go along with it, right? So every curse in that Bible that is against the people is against black people. They don't even know. The curse of Ham, right, and his descendants. Every black culture is cursed in the Bible, right? And they don't even understand that shit. Like I said, the Bible is a racist book. It is a white supremacist book. And once you believe in that shit as a black person, you are a white supremacist. That is who you are, a white supremacist. Whether you want to believe me or not, your actions shows that you are a white supremacist.
Because
it is cursed in the Bible, right? And they don't even understand that shit. Like I said, the Bible is a racist book. It is a white supremacist book. Once you believe in that shit as a black person, you're...
So right here, right? You'll hear the call horn.
You are a white supremacist.
That's what they do.
That is who you are, a white supremacist. Whether you want to believe me or not, your actions shows that you are a white supremacist. Okay? Go read the book, Black Skin, White Mask, French Fashion. You get a basic understanding of the psychology of white supremacy and religion and what it does to your life. Okay? Yeah. Yep. That's the way it is.
You see that? Look at him, look at him, look at him. You know, he's not even getting on the bus. So remember I talk about this, why they do this? With the New York Police Department looking at their watch when I used to go pick up my son and drop him off, and on the way back, right? I was being bombarded with these racist predator cops doing exactly that. Oh, I hit the wrong button there.
Yep.
It was very quick. There you go. Okay. I want you to see. All right. Now, watch. And now look where his eyes goes towards the bus entrance. Right, that threat.
That's the way it is.
But what they're doing is engaging in cursive threats. Okay. And again, it's being done in the psychological realm. So
here, they're sticking to stuff. So you guys, like I said, they always have these psychological. You guys see that every single day. Well, almost every single day. And I continue to be out here exposing their asses. Exposing their asses, right? So we're going to expose them. Make them walk in shame. Oh, you walking away from the bus? What happened? Just waiting for me to walk away?
It's shown on video. So that's what he does. I'm going to show you guys. I think they're slick. And then he pulls, you'll see him raise his jacket All right.
Oh, you walking away? You waiting for the bus? What happened? Oh, you waiting for me to walk away?
No, why? Remember I talk about how they target me using Levi's? All right. And, you know, because in Levi's, the back of the jeans, the symbol is a V, right? I don't know if well, you guys know. You guys can go look at it. Go look at the the Levi's logo, right? Not just a patch, but the embroidered V in the back of the pants, right? That's what they used to do to me. Exactly what he's doing. That's what they used to do early in my target, and they would raise their pants, their shirt up, so I can see the Levi's. And then I started buying Levi's, and I started doing the same thing, and then they stopped, right? Then they stopped. Look like I'm about to buy some more Levi's again.
Clowns. Talk you guys later.
Okay, so yeah, this is the show.
Oh, the Target Ninja program. Target experience. It's my second time doing it.
Include this video, even though I did upload it. So, you know, I just want to put things in a better context in terms of what they were doing. All right.
This video, I literally forgot my bag. Not the bag, not my book bag, but I had another bag with some stuff in it. And walked out the apartment, got downstairs, and I was like, you know what, kids are home the rest of the week, they're on vacation, so I had to just give Ethan back the keys. And it wasn't until I got the elevator, I was like, oh.
I uploaded 2 videos earlier today, December 23rd, that I will also include in this video.
Oh shit, and I forgot my bag. See that is, I put my stuff in the bag and then totally blanked out, totally forgot about it. Non-existent in my mind. Alright, when I put it down. But this is, again, and they noticed. They started using the police sirens. When you're a person department, started using the police sirens when I exit out of the elevator. Okay? And this is what they'll do. So, my other package never came from the one supposed to deliver from Friday. It never came because, again, they'll do this from time to time. They'll steal my package, right? And this is something that they'll do. Right, look. As he's walking, looking down at the patch of dirt on the ground, and the bottle in his hands. So yeah, I want you guys to listen to the little beeps as I say certain things from the car horn or either from the sirens. This is how you learn how it is that they send me subliminal message and how they attack me in certain ways, right? Particularly using car horns or sirens whenever certain words are being said. So yeah. Right. Then again, my headaches today, so I had to take my my amitriptyline. I took a couple of amitriptyline because my headaches. All right. What else? So Pam came back from getting our daughter's hair done, right, at 9 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? 9 o'clock at friggin' night. And arguing with me about, oh, well, the kids don't have school tomorrow. I'm like, that's not the point. The point, my daughter woke up at 10 o'clock today. 10 o'clock. She could have taken her early. Could have been finished. Then, you know, we started cleaning. But that's not what she wanted. Right? I walked in the house talking about how, oh, she's cleaning. I'm like, what the hell did you clean? You know what I'm saying? She didn't clean because she wanted me to clean it, and I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I told her, and I told her last week, I said, listen, I'll help you clean, but I'm not doing it by myself. And then yesterday she called me. Saturday she called me, she said, you coming over? And I'm like, no, not my weekend. Oh, I think she's going to help me clean. I said, yeah, but I'm not doing it by myself. Right? And on top of that, Ethan had a party to go to yesterday that I didn't know about. I knew he had a pajama party in the school, but I did not know he had a party Saturday, and she didn't tell me. She didn't tell me at all. So I asked her, you know, I was on the phone, and I asked her, I said, what time is the party till? 2 o'clock. Okay, what time does it end? I don't know. Then what you mean you don't know? You should know. All right? And then she told me, she's like, I'm going to take him there. And I'm like, you take him there? No. She's like, one of his friend's parents came and picked him up. I said, did you talk to his parents? Do you even know the parents? And this is the shit that pisses me off about this woman. Again, you don't send our kids with anybody that I don't know, that you don't know. Okay? You know, and then she's like, well, you send when they were younger, you send them with my niece to somebody. I'm like, listen, that's my niece. You know my niece. You know, but again, always trying to justify shit in her mind. Because that's what she is. They have to justify the shit that they do that don't make any sense. When they disrespect you, they justify it. Right? When you don't tolerate their bullshit, then they come at you like, oh, you hate it. No, I'm not hating. I'm just not going to let you use me. I'm just not going to let you manipulate me. Okay? We don't have that type of relationship anymore. Right? Just as how, you know, these women, they feel like, oh, okay, you know, yeah, you're the baby daddy, you don't have that relationship anymore. That's fine. But then they still want you to do certain things that they know. You go to whoever you're talking to, let them do that shit. Let them massage you. Let them do all that shit. Let them worry about your health. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I do worry about her health because, again, you know, she's the mother of my kids. But I'm not extending myself in ways that I used to before. I'm not looking into whatever it is and getting her this and getting her that. No, I'm not doing that. I bought her the snoring thing, right? It's supposed to fix your snore. Did she even use it? No. Waste my damn money. Waste the money. Okay? Waste the money. All right? I sit there and I say, yeah, because you know you were a really bad snore. You know what I'm saying? And I said, you know, if you use it, it'll help you get even more restful sleep. But, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And I still ended up buying her a gift for the holiday, even though I didn't have to. You know what I'm saying? She's like, well, you didn't buy me a gift last year. I said, you know, yeah, last year he was being a bad girl. You're still a bad girl this year. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was a good sale. And, you know, she needed pots and pans, so I'm like, whatever. Okay, whatever. You know? Right? You know what I'm saying? And again, still, you know, she says to me today, we was having a little argument. You know, if you're not going to contribute, then you should just leave. Leave. Why? Because I refuse to clean up for you. You know, and like I said, on top of that, she claimed she cleaned up. She didn't clean up anything. She just went through the kids' drawer, got rid of some of their clothes that are too small for them. And that's not cleaning. That is not, you know what I'm saying? It's funny how she said to me that shit is cleaning. And I just have to laugh. That shit is not clean. Okay? Had you sent her to the have you taken her early this morning, I would have you clean. Your house would look a lot better. Okay? But like I said, I'm not doing it by myself, so you know what? The kids are going to spend the holiday in a messy house until they go on vacation. And, you know, that's it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not overextending myself. I'm not doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I am not doing that shit. So, you know, it is what it is, man. And, you know, of course, you know, the New York Police Department, again, using their sirens. Yeah, shit is hilarious, man. Yeah. Not hilarious in the sense that it's funny, but I'm just saying, this is the shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they do and the shit that they try to insinuate. And the people who they use. Alright? And even today, like on the bus, like I said, you know, they're using a little girl to target me and shit like that. They send, you know, these subliminal messages. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, whatever. You can never say I'm such and such, okay? Because that, no, it ain't gonna work. Okay? You got all the lies that you're gonna tell, that's what it's gonna be, lies. But you're never gonna confront me. I'll tell you that, because you know it's lies. That's what they do. This is what they do. This is, you know, the curse persuasion program based on lies, manipulation, and deception. All right? And like I said, I'm not going to let them get away with this shit. So yeah, they can go by their business. All right, let me tell you. Like I said, I'm not the one, man. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Like I always say, I'm the right one, I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one you're messing to try to do this to. Not try to do this to. Right? But I'm the right one to expose you. Okay? So yeah. It is cold out here. It is like probably 20 degrees right now. Even it's probably below 20. Jeez. I had to put my gloves on. I was like, jeez. Damn, I should have checked to see what time the bus was coming. I just left, to go away from my package. And of course, they have to, do it just after 9 o'clock to have me stay, right? Like I said, I know they steal. I know they steal so bad. So, Pam, when she come in the house, she was like I was talking, I said to her, I said, why do you put clothes on top of the dresses when the drawers are right there? She's like, well, that's the kids' clothes. She's like, some of the clothes, I said, what, 2 underwear and a t-shirt? Okay? I said, you can put it in my container. You know what I'm saying? But that's what she does. And then she goes, those clothes are too small for the kids to put in the bag. I said, okay, but the bag is right there. Why not put them in the bag? Why leave them on the dresser? You know what I'm saying? And I said, this is what I'm talking about. I try to tell you that too. I said, just do it one time. You leave it there, you walk back and forth, next thing you know, you're piling up more clothes on there. Because that's what she does. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, hey, she told me all the time, hey, it ain't your house. Okay, fine. She don't want to say anything about the state that she has the house in and all the shit that she does. That's what it is. So she don't want to hear it because, the truth is like kryptonite for her. You know what I'm saying? The truth is kryptonite for her. So she rather ignore the stuff, That's what it is. It's avoidant personality disorder. She rather avoid the mess that she makes. And like I said, she doesn't clean. She just makes more mess. She just move one mess to somewhere else. That's not cleaning. Okay? That's not cleaning. Like I said, but I sure as hell not going to clean up the house by myself. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it with the kids either. Because the majority of the things in there is what she's done. Okay? The messes she's made. Not the kids. The kids will clean up their mess. But the majority of the mess in there is hers. Alright? And even when I buy her tons of containers for the kitchen to put food and stuff like that, she still have the back counter of the kitchen looking as it was before. I'm just like, what I'm saying? Like, everything, I mean, this shit is impossible with this woman. And they tell me that, if you're not going to contribute, leave. I'm like, wow, okay. See, that's the kind of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But that's why, I give the kids the key. I give them back the keys. Because sometimes I don't want to deal with that shit. I'm getting to the point where I just don't want to deal with her. And because everything, it's an issue, it's a problem, and I guess it's her way of trying to push me away. Which, hey, that's fine. That's fine. You think you're hurting me, but you're not hurting me. You're hurting yourself and our kids. Okay, more than you're hurting me. As I said that here, the president department. Yep, you're hurting herself and our children. She's not really hurting me, okay? But she don't understand it. And the lie that they've told her, and again, and the honey traps have got. See, they understand her mindset. They understand that the type of mindset she has, so they'll use it to their advantage. She's thinking she gets them advantage of it. It was only temporary. All right, it's short-term gain, right? Meanwhile, your long-term health is gone, right? Your mental state is gone, right? So, just let them be. So if you guys are So welcome back to a brand new video of the Talking to Video program. So this is Chris. As I was on the bus, the predator department drove by and turned on their sirens. Right? It's hilarious. What are you doing, bro? Punching the glass? I swear, a bunch of idiots, man. I swear. These sambos and these religious fanatics, they're ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They really are. But you gotta understand the fanatical mindset, right? People who have a fanatical mindset tend to be highly narcissistic, borderline sociopathic and psychopathic. All right, this is who they are. It's their personality. And one thing we don't understand about psychology is how we can be manipulated and not even know it. All right, and particularly for those who believe in religion, they've been manipulated their whole lives. They've been lied to. A psychological operation has been ran on their minds. So they can't think rationally. When you believe lies and contradiction, then you become a liar, you become contradictory, you become hypocritical. And that's everything that they read in their book, in their religious texts. Everything they read in there is a lie. There's no historical evidence to back up anything that is said in that book. And because, particularly as black people, we are believers, we don't understand the truth. We don't want to understand the truth. We rather the feel-good service, and because it makes us feel good, you know? The truth don't make you feel good. Some truth make you feel good, but some truth don't make you feel good. Particularly when it comes to their religion, right? Particularly when it comes to their religion. They have no clue, no idea. It is freezing out here. Anyway, I'm gonna check the bus schedule. Talk to you guys back. I'll talk to you guys later. So welcome back. All right. Welcome back to a brand. Welcome my dance, my song. Welcome back to the brand new video of the Targeted Video Program. I'm on the way, all the way, all the way, all the way. Nothing can save the first. They're gonna be exposed. That's for sure. Be exposed. That's for sure. Be exposed. That's for sure. The New York Credit Department is gonna be exposed. That's for sure. They're gonna be exposed. That's for sure. They're gonna be exposed. That's for sure. Ha ha ha. It's having a little fun. You can't have fun with yourself. Then I don't know what to tell you. It's being in the TI. They try to make you stressed out, sad all the time, while they're attacking you. Right? It's to manipulate your mind. It's to do things to you that they believe no one is going to believe you. You know what? I got news for them. Right? Their belief is just a belief. That's all it is. It's just a belief. They think no one's listening. Well, they're wrong. They actually not think they believe. But they're wrong. When they got to use certain vile tactics and methods, lies, then what does that say about them? Huh? All right? I want you guys to think about that. What does that say about them? The lies, the manipulation, the evil that they do against good people. Okay? So, they're going to be exposed. And it's my purpose to expose them. My purpose to expose them. The Noise campaign? Well, they know it is. They know it's my purpose to expose them. Anyhow, talk to you guys in the next video.
All right, so I'm going to play the video that I uploaded earlier today, and again, I'm going to show you guys the perp on the block, the one who I think I've one day this the past week he had on the jacket that says "N fucks given." All right, same dude now. Like I said, they will.
Welcome back to a brand new video of the Target Up.
Maybe they will use a perp in a concentrated effort. Okay, when I say concentrated effort, meaning that they will use one particular individual, right? Who they will usually use sparingly together with other people, but then they'll start using that individual by themselves to target me.
Target individual program, target experience. The perps are out of the day. Here they go. The perps are out of the day.
Let's go back. Let me zoom up a little bit. Gotta zoom in. I want you guys to see this. Okay. Understand what it is that they're doing. All right.
Out in the day, here they go. The perps out.
Okay. Now, watch his face now. You got that mad look on his face. Again, you see, they knew I had to go out to the store when I talk about being under surveillance, remote monitoring. And because there was no bread in the house, I had to go get bread. Because, you know, I just got everybody else was up. Okay. Normally, you know, they'll go outside and get some bread, but nope. Whenever they want to target me, they'll do stuff like this. Okay. So, cool. All right. That's the perp right here.
The perps
by a quick glance at my phone. All right. Right there. See, look at you looking.
The perps are out of the day. Another clown. Another perp.
Keep sending them.
They have live on my block who they'll have from time to time targeting me. Right? This is what they do, how they engage in. So I woke up, had to go to the store to get bread, and you know, I got family members in the house. They're scurrying around like little mouses every time I come out my bedroom.
People have money and power, right? They don't understand why those of us who don't, right, engage in protests against a corrupt system, engage in certain types of behavior to expose what's going on, right, that we won't accept your money. So it's hard for them to understand that because they have been compromised their entire lives, right? They'll do anything for money, anything to get into position of power, because that's who they are. They crave those things. Right? And they don't crave it for good reason. They crave it because they understand that with power and the responsibility that they have, that they can get away with a lot of crimes. And we see they continue to get away with crimes. Okay? So, again, you know, it is something that they don't, you know, as, you know, remind me of the video In the Minds of Men with Dr. Peter Bragg, and he talks about how these so-called liberal scientists, scientists couldn't understand why black people were rioting after Dr. King was assassinated. Right? They couldn't understand, you know, why black people were protesting against an unjust system because they see nothing wrong with the system. Okay?
Scurrying around.
And it's a system
I
that
said, okay.
to abuse, to murder,
so now they're back to
manipulate,
targeting me,
control people,
using family members again. Right? Scurrying around, man. I'm just like, there.
crimes against humanity.
Anyhow. Then the New York Predator Department went back into my bedroom, started using their sirens, you know, co-opting my consciousness to look at my window, and then using their sirens. Okay. Gotta upload.
All right, so there's no sound. I think I forgot to. I probably did. Most likely, I probably did. You know, in this software, you have to make sure that you have your certain things set, your monitor and output set, so that you can get sound. So I should be able to get sound now.
Welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience.
See, come out there wearing black, right? See how she come out there wearing black? Getting the color black.
The perps out of the day. Here they go. The perps out of the day. The perps out of the day. Another crowd, another perp. They have they live on my block. They'll have from time to time targeted me.
Now, also, why do you also think they'll use him? Because they know how to cause conflict, and they know how to manipulate people, right? And they know that, yeah, I'm going to expose them because that's my purpose. But that's what they always do. That's why at times they will use children who they will try to manipulate their parents, right, into engaging in allowing their children to participate in these coercive psychological programs, right? And so again, without them even understanding that, you know, I have a right to record, particularly out in public, right? Meaning that not also out in public, but if you are committing a crime against me, I have a right to record you to prove that a crime was being committed against me, and it's being committed against me. Okay? We've seen, you know, students record teachers who engage in racist behavior towards other students or violent behavior towards other students. Those children has a right to record when there's a crime taking place. All right? Particularly against another student in the school is a public school, all right? Even in a private school. When you go to visit somebody and they are engaging in destructive behavior against you, you have a right to record them, even in their residence, right? Because they lose that right to privacy when they engage in harmful behavior towards you, right? And even when it's psychological, because they believe that because it's being done in the psychological realm, that they can have plausible deniability. They can say, well, I didn't do anything. I'm not doing anything. Yes, you are. This is why as a TI, you need to educate yourself on the law and these things, right? Because they will use your ignorance against you. All right?
Right? This is what they do, how they engage in. So I woke up, had to go to the store to get bread, and you know, I got family members in the house. They're scurrying around like little mouses. You know, I come up my bedroom, scurrying around. I said, okay. So now they're back to targeting me, using family members again. Right? Scurrying around, man. I'm just like, there. Anyhow. Then the New York President Department got back into my bedroom. Started using the sirens, you know, co-opting my consciousness to look at my window, using the sirens. Okay. Gotta upload some videos later. I'm actually going to do another video on the desktop. Well, include the LAN 3217. Alright? See that? Excuse me. Alright, let's pull out here. It's 22 degrees. Right? So, like I said, you're our president department, but none of them motherfuckers will come and confront me though. Yeah, well, I said, none of y'all motherfuckers will come and confront me. Because you know y'all lies. You know y'all lies, not just me. A lot of people know y'all lying. And how y'all try to get rid of people you fear, so-called leaders you think is a leader, right? People you think is a leader, yeah. Y'all not fooling the fucking body. Anyhow, talk to you guys next week. Oh, we'll check you. We'll check you. The video of the targeted video program. We're looking at a nice plate HMN 1027. So they got a Latina in there, a Sambina, a Latina, a Hispanopean. Right? It's like a European, but they're Hispanopean, they have the European. So they had her in there, waiting, right? Waiting. I see her waiting. I come in there, I'm like, okay. She started talking to me. I started talking to her. Paid for my groceries, right? I already got it, right? And she's looking over. As I paid for the thing, I finished paying. Looking over at this building here. I talked about this building before. They'll always step at this building or they'll look into this building. And the name on the building, what is it? Is it number 1552? That's the name of the building. And then on the building, they wrote the building is called Lillian, right here on the building. So they'll constantly at times do some shit like that. So what it is that they're trying to do again is trying to draw an association, right? Trying to make a transference of anchors and triggers, right? That's what they're trying to do. Shit is hilarious. All right, so these people, again, like I said, they're sick in the mind, they're racist, they'll engage in all sorts. Yeah, thank you. They're calling me, thank you. Yeah, they're racist. These are the cops in your predator department, racist ass, engaging in such behavior. Now we know that they don't like Hispanic people. We know that they don't like black people in particular, especially black people. But they will still use them to engage in targeting. They will still, and these Sambos and Sambians, these Hispanopeans and Europeans will participate in targeting a Hispanic person or a black person or a white person or an Asian person, not understanding that they're being used, right? But religion, these are the two most religious groups in America. So you have to expect that their mindset is one of fanaticism, right? And they're easily radicalized because of their religious beliefs. Okay, you gotta understand that. So they can try to make associations that make connections all they want. They can certainly try. They can sure try. Talk to you guys next week.
All right, so like I said, I had to include those two videos in there, and these were I recorded them today, a little earlier, December 23rd, 2024, and I have to sometimes do this because, like I said, I'm still not able to upload videos onto YouTube. They limit the amount of videos I can upload. Now, mind you, too, this happened a while ago. It happened about maybe 3-4 months ago. They started doing that, and it was only supposed to be for 2 months, okay? But you know, when they and I guess when they do it in such a way that if I'm not able to upload videos of me going home or have you, they can engage in their lies and their manipulation or their setups and frame ups. But you know, I have the video recorded on my phone anyway. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is what they do. And like I said, I understand their mindset when they want to set you up, right? Particularly when you know the truth. They're trying to get rid of you. You know, they're trying to make it seem as if they have not been targeting you for a very long time. Oh, yeah. They've been doing it for quite a while, over 2 decades. You know, and I think the minute that my twin brother became a target, I became a target. And, but yeah, but they think it's hard for me to prove. No, it's not. Okay, no, it's not. And and the reason why I do what I do is to assure you guys how people are being manipulated, right? And the fact that I can see the manipulation, right? Whereas before I couldn't see it, right? Is now that makes me a dangerous person. That makes me a person with the ability to see the coercive persuasion programming, to see the psychological programming, right? And not just within my own targeting, but on a broader space, right? Within the society, within the advertising, within movies, within books, You know, one thing I've noticed also when reading certain books, particularly Kindle books that has to do with African history and stuff like that, I'll see these numbers that are within these books. It has like the number 1 or the number 3 in it, you know, and I'm just like, or the number 4, you know what I'm saying? It looked like a typo, but I'm just like, how could that be a typo? Because I have other books exposing a lot of things, but I don't see those things in there. The only books that I see those mistakes in there are books that talks about African history, you know, and white supremacy written by black people. Okay, so again, you know, those things are being done because they know how they condition black people's minds, so that when we seek knowledge, right, there is this fear that they put in us that is a deterrence for us to further seek knowledge and understand the truth and our reality. All right. Anyhow, talk to you guys on the next Targeted Individual program, Targeted Individual Experience.